Hi there, my name is Laura. I am the founder of VirTutor Online, which is Ghana's first online tutoring platform. So we provide learners with high quality tutorials in order for them to achieve academic excellence and personal growth. So stick around to the show so that you can hear more about this exciting online tutoring platform here in Ghana. So the inspiration to start the online learning platform actually came from my experiences teaching students over the past decade. So many of my students struggled to achieve the grades they needed, not due to a lack of intelligence, but because the traditional teaching methods that were being used either at schools or that they were using to learn for their exams weren't really engaging them effectively. So I really felt that they had like a lack of proper guidance when it came to like exam technique and how to maximize the amount of marks in your test. So what I did was I began to develop a range of different teaching techniques. And from those, I actually saw significant improvements in my students, with one of them actually scoring 296 out of 300 points when it came to her exams. So I thought to myself that I must be doing something right. So this success of my students really motivated me and inspired me to creating an online learning platform where I could basically train tutors to making learning enjoyable and change the perception of education among students. Sure. So my background is actually in the sciences. I did my master's in clinical pharmacology. So I was debating between going to working for a pharmaceutical company or going into starting my own business, which is the online teaching platform. So yeah, my background is actually, it's not really linked to online well teaching, but then it's within the sciences and the academics. So I did quite a bit of research when I was doing my undergraduate and my master's degrees. So I started building the platform in March 2020 when COVID hit, but we actually launched it in November 2021. So it took us over a year, close to 2 years actually, to build the platform because of how complex it is. Because you can really do everything on the platform, from finding your tutor to doing the lessons themselves in our special online lesson space. So it did take quite a while to build the platform itself before we could go ahead to launch it. And then since the inception of our platform, we had over 200 tutor applicants, but only 35 active tutors on the platform at the moment. And we have seen signups from over 650 students, although only about 20% of them are actively taking lessons. So we decided to do some research to look into what was happening with the other students that didn't go through to taking lessons on the platform. And we realized that it came down to lack of digital accessories and costs, which were the main barriers for students that attended local schools that wanted lessons on our platform. So we have about 30 different courses on the platform. So we offer assistance in high school subjects like the IGCSE, IB, WASI, and so on. And then we also have like Ghanaian language tutors for those looking to learn maybe Twi, Ga, Ewe, Fanti. Hopefully we can add in some other languages from different African countries. And then we also help students with admissions tests. So students looking to write the SATs, GMATs, GRE, and we've recently put on an expert that can help students with their university applications as well. So all over Africa and the world, really. I actually built the platform for Ghanaian students because I wanted to give them that same opportunity that my students in the UK and Canada were having, where they could have an expert tutor helping them with their studies and employing very modern techniques. But then we had some people approach us asking us for tree tutors. And then the Ghanaian languages started to pick up. So we have quite a few students in countries all over the world, like in Japan, the US, and so on, actually learning Ghanaian local languages. Yeah, so it's not just for students here in Ghana, but we do have some everywhere, really. Okay, so our tutors go through it's quite a rigorous process actually. So the first thing is they have to be either qualified teachers or hold at least a bachelor's degree in their subject area. So most of them actually have master's degrees or they're doing their PhDs and so on. And then we obviously do reference checks followed by a two-part interview. So there's obviously general interview questions, and then the second part is 45 minutes of them teaching the team so that we can see what it would be like when they taught an actual student on the platform. And then after they've been accepted onto the platform, they attend regular training sessions to stay up to date on modern teaching techniques. They're assessed monthly based on various criteria like how well they use the teaching tools, how motivated the students are during the lessons, their punctuality, because that's very important to me, and so on. So even though we put them on the platform, there's still a series of trainings they have to go through when they're a tutor with us. Okay, so our platform offers several features to enhance learning. So as I mentioned before, we have an interactive whiteboard lesson space. So the tutors can upload different diagrams, different graphs. The students can draw on the graphs and so on, which is especially helpful in physics and maths and stuff. Um, there's the use of emojis that the students love using on the platform because they can give real-time feedback to the tutor. So when they understand a concept, they like sending the thumbs up or the smiley face to the tutors. As well as the special features, like you can upload animations into the lesson space so that the students can see these animations and really understand the concepts. Because 65% of the population are actually visual learners. So for me, it was very important to ensure that we had these tools to accommodate for visual learners so that the students would understand and be able to memorize the concepts much more effectively. Okay, so I would say the main challenge would obviously be internet connectivity. Although it's generally stable, it can obviously fail at times. So what we've done is you're allowed to reschedule your lesson free of charge with us, provided you let us know about 5 to 10 minutes before your lesson that you might be having issues with your internet. Um, I had anticipated problems with electricity, so doomsday being a huge barrier when creating the platform. But a lot of our tutors have actually been excellent in the sense that they always make sure that their devices are charged before their lessons. And they always have backup devices. So I do 3 classes on my platform. So I've had a few sessions during light off because myself and the tutor and the person I do the class with as well, my tree partner, we've all made sure that our devices were charged. So I would say Doomsaw has been a challenge, but then we're just finding ways around it to make sure that the lessons take place and timing as well, actually. So the tutors are always there on time, but for some reason, it's hard to get students there exactly on time. So they always come about maybe 5, 10 minutes late, and then they want to extend the lesson. But unfortunately, we can't do that because we're very strict with punctuality. So yeah, I would say timing and internet connectivity and a little bit of light off have been challenges. Yeah, so that was one of the one of the main things that I had to really think about when I wanted to build this platform, whether I would get external developers to do it or people here in Ghana to do it. And I ultimately decided to get local developers to build the platform because ultimately they have more experience with technology in Ghana. There's certain things that I would say foreign developers wouldn't really understand. So for example, mobile money, let's say. Foreign developers might think, okay, the best way to build this platform would be to allow people to pay via card, because most people would do that, countries in the UK, Canada, and so on. But then here, most of our customers pay with mobile money. So the first thing that the developers here in Ghana mentioned to us was that mobile money has to be integrated into the platform to pay for the lessons. So I decided to use local developers because they really have firsthand experience on technology in Ghana. They can sort of um, give me an idea on the certain issues that I would face when running the platform and so on. So I would say the policies are there, but the implementation definitely needs to be worked on because honestly, I've heard about loads of excellent initiatives which I really liked, that came from the Ministry of Education and so on. But when you go to the actual schools themselves, that's when you really get an idea of whether they're actually being implemented or if it's just something that's been mentioned, but then there's no implementation being done. So education in Ghana, I think there's a lot of room for improvement. And I really saw that when I went to go and visit the schools in terms of the sort of traditional teaching methods that they're using when there's technology available, they have IT labs and so on that can really give them the tools to enhance learning. So I think we do have quite a bit of work in terms of trying to advance education and then using technology to do this. Yeah, because lots of students, they learn in a variety of different ways. There's not just one way that fits each student. So if we can give students the access to these different teaching techniques and teaching methods, I think it would really advance education in Ghana. Yes, for sure. So, especially with the languages, I would like to put on some language tutors from different African countries onto the platform. And because we're online, we really don't have any boundaries when it comes to where we can offer our services. So, I'm definitely looking at expanding these services to our neighboring countries, such as Togo, Ivory Coast, and so on. To offer them the same type of service where you have a convenient online tutoring platform where you know you're going to have an excellent tutor able to teach you using modern teaching techniques. So we pay attention to detail on our platform. So what I mean by that is each student's experience is going to be very unique in the sense that when they sign up as a student on the platform, they have a free consultation with both myself and the tutor that we're looking to pair them with. We find out exactly what they're looking for help with. We ask them what sort of teaching methods or techniques they would prefer, whether they're a visual learner, or there's any other methods that they would prefer. And we really tailor lessons based on the individual student. We're very focused on personalized learning to make sure that your journey is unique and it's helping you. It's not just something that's generic, which any student is going to experience. So I would say we're very key on personalized learning. A lot of our tutors are very forward thinking on the platform. They're going to use a range of different modern teaching techniques in order to help you achieve your goals and your desired grades. And I would say there's a high level of professionalism there. The tutors are always punctual. They always offer advice. And we've really, really tried to mold them into sort of not being a teacher to the students, but almost like being a super smart big sibling to the students that can help guide them in their academics. Yeah, so we're really focused on building their growth, their character, not just helping with the academics, but also helping build really confident students that can use the skills that they've learned in order to succeed in life, really. It's optional in terms of whether you would want assessments or not on the platform. So when you do your free meeting, your consultation with myself and the tutors, we ask you whether you're preparing to write an exam at the end of these studies, or if you're just learning maybe a language for fun, like Tree, Spanish, and so on. So if you're learning the language for fun, let's say, you can decide that you want the tutor to give you an assessment every 2 months to make sure you're tracking your progress and you can see that you're improving and so on. But then if you're somebody that just maybe wants to learn the language for fun, then you don't have to do the assessments option. Yeah, so it's really personalized to exactly what you're looking for, what you can fit in your schedule, and so on. So I would say you have to throw yourself into it because I'll admit when I came up with the idea of starting VirTutor Online, I didn't know where I was going with it. It's not like I had my business plan ready. I knew when I was going to do this, and then I thought in 6 months I'm going to do this, blah, blah, and so on. I knew it was something that I wanted to do in life. So I was like, why not start now? I did a lot of work in terms of the research, which is very, very important. And talking to people, I would say that's helped me a lot, getting advice from people, actually going to the schools, seeing what was lacking there and seeing how I could fill in the gaps there. And using that information to incorporate into my business and my platform. So I would really just say, don't be afraid to start. You don't have to think, okay, I need this amount of money. I can't start until I get this. Start slowly, okay? Because you never know what's going to happen along the way. And most of the times, things don't even go according to plan. So really, really just don't be afraid to start whenever because nobody's going to tell you exactly when to start. And there's not a feeling you get when you think, okay, I'm ready to start this. You just have to do it.